Have you ever caught yourself whispering, "God, please make my life easier"? We've all been there, standing in the middle of chaos, wishing the road would smooth itself out. But what if life isn't meant to be easier? What if the very pain you're trying to escape is the training ground for your greatness? Because the truth is, the wise don't ask for the storm to stop. They ask for stronger legs to walk through it. Most people spend their lives chasing comfort, believing that peace and happiness come when life finally becomes easy. They pray for fewer problems, lighter burdens, and smoother roads. But the truth is, comfort rarely brings growth. In fact, it often dulls the very spirit that keeps us alive, alert, and capable of transformation. Growth, on the other hand, requires discomfort. It demands struggle, endurance, and the willingness to step beyond the walls of ease. When you ask life for comfort, you ask to stay the same. But when you seek growth, you give yourself permission to evolve into something stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Comfort is seductive. It whispers promises of safety, rest, and peace. But it quietly steals your strength. It keeps you from discovering how powerful you really are. Growth begins where comfort ends. Every meaningful change in your life, every new strength you've gained, was born from a place of discomfort. The pain of rejection taught you self-worth. The failure you feared taught you resilience. The challenge you didn't want to face revealed your courage. Every great transformation begins with a moment that felt unbearable. Yet, it's within that very moment that you begin to rise. The wise understand that life isn't supposed to be easy. It's supposed to shape you. They don't resist the storms, they learn to dance in the rain. They don't ask for lighter loads, they develop stronger shoulders. They embrace the growing pains because they know pain has purpose. When you stop running from discomfort and start growing through it, something inside you shifts. You begin to see life not as a series of obstacles to escape, but as a sacred journey of becoming. Comfort may make you feel safe today, but growth makes you unstoppable tomorrow. The person who chooses growth over comfort is not fearless. They just understand that fear is a sign they're heading in the right direction. Every great achievement in human history was born from someone's decision to step into discomfort. Progress doesn't live in the zone of ease. It lives in the territory of challenge, where the soul is tested and the spirit learns to expand. Growth over comfort is not just a choice, it's a mindset, a lifestyle, and a declaration that you refuse to be defined by what's easy. Faith is not just believing that things will get better, it's the courage to move when nothing seems certain. Real faith is action. It's movement in the dark, trust in the unseen, and perseverance when the evidence of hope has vanished. Many people think faith is sitting still and waiting for a miracle to happen, but true faith is walking toward the miracle even when you can't see the path. It's waking up each morning and doing your best, even when everything around you tells you it won't make a difference. Faith without action is only a wish. But when faith is joined with effort, it becomes power. Power that changes not only your circumstances, but also your character. When you pray for strength, life doesn't hand it to you wrapped in comfort. It gives you situations that demand strength. When you ask for courage, you face fear. When you ask for patience, you meet delay. That's how faith is tested and proven real, not in words, but in motion. The person of true faith doesn't just say, "I believe things will work out." They step forward even when the ground beneath them is shaking. They plant seeds even when the sky looks stormy, because they trust that in time, something will bloom. Faith in action means showing up. It means doing the work when you're tired, forgiving when it's hard, and loving when you feel empty. It's the quiet strength that pushes you to keep going when others have stopped. Every great success story is written by someone who refused to give up, even when faith was all they had left. They didn't wait for signs, they became the sign. They didn't sit back and hope for change. They acted as if it were already happening. That's what separates wishful thinking from spiritual strength. Faith doesn't remove the mountains in your path. It gives you the endurance to climb them. It doesn't guarantee comfort, it guarantees growth. Each time you choose action over fear, you prove that your trust is stronger than your doubt. Life will always test your faith, not to break it, but to reveal what's inside it. Because faith that never acts is only a dream, but faith that moves becomes a force that shapes destiny itself. Character is not built in comfort. It is forged in the fire of struggle. The moments that test you, the seasons that stretch you, and the days that break you down are the very moments that shape who you are. Struggle reveals your essence. It strips away pretense and pride until all that's left is your true self. When life feels heavy and unfair, it is often not punishing you. It is preparing you. Every difficulty is a silent teacher, molding your spirit and strengthening your inner foundation. The people who walk through the darkest nights often emerge with the brightest light because they have learned what it means to endure. When everything is easy, you don't learn patience. When everything goes your way, you don't discover perseverance. It's only when doors close, when people walk away, when your plans collapse, that your real strength begins to surface. Struggle teaches humility because it reminds you that control is an illusion. It teaches compassion because pain makes you sensitive to the pain of others. It teaches resilience because getting up after falling becomes your greatest victory. These lessons cannot be learned through ease. They are earned through endurance. The person who has suffered and grown through it carries a quiet power, a strength that doesn't boast but cannot be broken. Life's most valuable gifts are often wrapped in difficulty. When you face struggle with faith instead of fear, it transforms you. You begin to see beyond the pain and recognize the purpose. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" That simple shift in perspective is the birth of character. It's the point where pain becomes progress and hardship becomes honor. Every great soul in history was tested by adversity. It's through these tests that the weak become strong and the ordinary become extraordinary. Struggle doesn't destroy character, it defines it. It chisels away at everything superficial until only truth remains. Each time you overcome, a new part of you is born, wiser, calmer, and more unshakable than before. So when life challenges you, remember, it is not trying to defeat you. It is trying to develop you into the person you were meant to become. Ease is one of life's most deceptive illusions. It tempts you with promises of happiness, peace, and satisfaction. But what it truly offers is stagnation. The idea that a life without struggle will make you fulfilled is a lie that robs people of their potential. Ease dulls ambition. It weakens resolve. It convinces the heart that peace comes from the absence of challenge, when in truth, peace is born in the presence of purpose. When you spend your energy chasing an easy life, you end up running away from the very experiences that make life meaningful. The person who constantly avoids struggle will never know the deep satisfaction of victory, nor the quiet confidence that comes from surviving the storm. Ease makes you comfortable, and comfort makes you complacent. It lulls you into a false sense of security, whispering that you've done enough, that you've grown enough, that you deserve to rest forever where you are. But life doesn't thrive in stillness. It thrives in motion. The greatest danger of an easy path is not that it's smooth, it's that it's silent. It doesn't challenge you, so it doesn't change you. It gives you no reason to fight, no need to stretch, and no opportunity to evolve. Slowly, without realizing it, you lose your hunger for progress. You stop asking, "What's next?" and start settling for, "This is enough." That is the quiet death of potential, the moment you confuse comfort for happiness. True joy is not found in a life that is free of obstacles, but in a life that is full of purpose. The struggle to grow, to build, to rise above difficulty, that's where your spirit comes alive. When you remove every hardship from your path, you also remove every reason to grow stronger. Ease feels pleasant in the moment, but it leaves you unprepared when life inevitably becomes difficult again. Those who rely on comfort collapse under pressure because they never learned endurance. But those who have faced storms walk through life with calm strength, knowing they can handle whatever comes their way. Ease can give you temporary rest, but only effort can give you lasting fulfillment. The illusion of ease fades the moment you realize that the best parts of life, the wisdom, the strength, the inner peace, are born only from the parts that weren't easy at all. Strength is not something that simply appears within you. It's something you take responsibility for. Every challenge, every failure, and every heartbreak in life presents a choice. You can either let it weaken you or allow it to forge you into someone unshakable. Taking responsibility for strength means refusing to see yourself as a victim of circumstance. It means acknowledging that while you cannot control what happens to you, you can always control how you respond. Strength is not about pretending to be invincible. It's about owning your power, even in your most vulnerable moments. It's standing in the middle of the storm and saying, I may not have chosen this, but I will choose how I face it. When you take responsibility for your strength, you stop waiting for rescue. You stop hoping someone will come and fix what's broken or make your path easier. You realize that growth is your personal duty and resilience is your lifelong discipline. Life gives everyone burdens, but only the wise turn those burdens into building blocks. Every person who has ever achieved greatness made that same decision, to rise instead of retreat, to grow instead of complain. They understood that strength is not a gift, it's a responsibility. You earn it through effort, through honesty with yourself, and through the courage to keep standing when it would be easier to fall. Taking responsibility for strength also means you no longer allow excuses to rule your life. You stop saying, I can't, and start asking, how can I? You stop blaming circumstances and start building character. Responsibility transforms pain into power because it shifts your focus from what's missing to what's possible. The more you embrace responsibility, the more power you discover within. And with that power comes freedom. The freedom to respond to life on your own terms. The weight you carry is not there to break you. It's there to train you. Responsibility teaches you how to lift that weight with grace. It reminds you that the strength you seek is already within you. It only needs to be awakened through action and accountability. Each time you face hardship with courage and discipline, you fulfill that responsibility. You become the kind of person who no longer asks, why is this happening to me? But instead declares, I was made strong enough for this. Victory is never won in a moment. It is earned through endurance. True success does not belong to the fastest or the strongest. It belongs to the one who refuses to quit when the road gets long and the journey feels endless. Endurance is the quiet, steady strength that keeps you moving when enthusiasm fades and results seem distant. It's not glamorous, it's not loud, it doesn't always feel heroic, but endurance is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Every great victory in life is born from the ability to keep going when your body is tired, your mind is weary, and your heart feels heavy. The real winners are not the ones who never fell. They are the ones who rose one more time than they fell. Endurance is the purest form of faith. It means trusting that your efforts matter, even when you cannot yet see the outcome. It means believing that pain has purpose and that persistence always pays off. Many people give up right before the breakthrough, right before the tide turns in their favor because they mistake delay for denial. But life rewards those who stay consistent, who keep walking when others turn back. The power of endurance lies in its quiet determination. It teaches you patience, discipline, and humility. It builds not just the strength to finish, but the wisdom to understand that every step, no matter how small, is part of something larger. Endurance also refines character. It teaches you that progress is not about perfection, but about persistence. It's easy to be motivated at the start, but it takes something far deeper to keep pushing through the middle, the place where doubt grows and progress slows. That's where most people stop, and that's exactly where endurance begins. Each time you choose to continue despite fatigue, you expand your limits. You prove to yourself that your will is stronger than your weakness. Endurance doesn't eliminate struggle. It transforms it into strength. Victory through endurance is not a single event. It's a process of becoming. Every day you show up, every time you choose effort over ease, you're winning battles no one else sees. Endurance turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. It teaches you that the journey may test you, delay you, and humble you, but if you refuse to stop walking, victory eventually becomes inevitable. Life isn't meant to be easy, it's meant to make you strong. Don't pray for a lighter load. Build the strength to carry it. Every struggle is shaping you into who you're meant to be. The road won't get easier, but you will get stronger.